first stop on the tour is going to be across the street at our student wellness complex. Y'all can just go ahead and follow me. As we walk, I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. Again, my name is Aiden. I am in my third year here at the university. I'm double majoring in health administration and psychology. I have quite a few jobs across campus, one being a tour guide. Yes, this is a paid opportunity, so feel free to quiz me, throw all the questions you can think of at me. I'm also a resident assistant here on campus, so I oversee some of the students living in our first year areas. Soccer, I mentioned that 2-day overnight orientation, so I'm an orientation leader helping to facilitate that. And then I am also a recruiter for our College of Arts and Sciences. Alright, y'all can just continue to follow me. Just a few housekeeping things. This tour is going to be 2 hours long. I promise to try my best to keep us in the shade and to give y'all as many opportunities to sit down as possible. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I like to divide campus into 3 primary sections. We are currently standing on our most northern end, the athletic side. The middle has some of our academic and student life related buildings. And then the southernmost end is going to be where you can find the majority of our residential areas. Just some of the buildings on this block. Right here at the end is our UNF arena. This is where we have our basketball and volleyball games. A little bit of UNF lore. We do have rivals here in the city, Jacksonville University Dolphins. We have something called the River City Rumble with them. It's an all-season long, all-sport competition where the universities basically see who can win the most amount of games over the other. Whoever reigns champion at the end of the season takes possession of something called the SunTrust Old Wooden Barrel. I'm not saying that we're better than JU, not saying that at all, but we have had the wooden barrel more years than they have, so interpret that information how you will. We also have a bunch of fun activities that go on in this building. Our Department of Student Life, which I'll elaborate on a little bit more later, had Ozfest in this building back in February. Ozfest is sort of our music festival, so we had artists T-Pain and Flo Green come out and perform. In the past, we've had people like Don Tolliver, we've had Gunna, Tom Lowe. Last year, we had Young Gravy, Fabio Foreign, and me. So again, some opportunities to have some fun for our campus. The second building I'll talk about is right behind me with the bright blue roof. The UNF Fieldhouse is a 26,000 square foot facility. It's kind of just your basic rec center. You can go in there to play all kinds of fun games like badminton, pickleball, indoor soccer, basketball, volleyball, all that good stuff. Inside there is also where you can find our Department of Recreation and Wellness. They oversee sports here on campus. We have 3 different levels of sports. Our top one being our Division I or Team 1 sports. Those are the sports that our coaching staff goes out and recruits for. Our middle level is going to be your intramural sports. Those are for students who want to play against other universities, just not at the T1 level. And then our final level is going to be club sports. Those are going to be a little bit more casual, on-screen versus off-screen. You can register to play any of those sports either as an individual, just want to jump in whenever somebody needs a person, as kind of a free agent, or if you have a group of friends you want to play with on a team, you can register all together as well. Any questions about any of those? Perfect. So this last building, I will just go ahead and talk about briefly. Actually, let's head inside. It's getting a little bit hot.
Literally can't see.
This complex, a lot more than just your basic gym. You probably noticed the Jamba Juice as we walked in. Down that front hallway, you can find our nutritionists and dietitians down campus. They work in here with students. You can schedule one-on-one appointments just to make sure you're in here fueling your body appropriately. They also work in our primary eatery on campus, the Osprey Cafe, and then also in our counseling center. Back through these windows, we have our competition pool. Our swimming and dive teams use this pool to practice, so the hours are a little bit different than the student wellness complex itself. The Department of Student Life, the department that hosts Ozfest, they also use this pool to put on events. We have something called Diamond Movies where they bring in a bunch of food trucks. Students come and they put a movie on that big screen right there. When The Little Mermaid came out, they did that. When Barbie came out, we also watched that. And then Inside Out 2, they tried to do that one, but it unfortunately got rained out. Down this hallway back here, you can find our locker rooms and group fitness rooms. If the machines upstairs aren't really your thing, you still have a way to get and stay active. They host fun classes like Zumba, yoga, meditation, body blast, ab attack, all that good stuff. And then the elephant in the room is our Osprey Cliff, 34 feet tall. And the staff here puts on fun climbing competitions. They also do crate stacking, if you're familiar with it, where they stack a bunch of milk crates and students climb as high as they can before they fall. Of course, everybody's harnessed in. It's very safe, very secure. Yes, and then before we head upstairs, I'll just talk a little bit about our Dottie Dorian Fitness Center. It's actually newly renovated. It was renovated at the end of last semester. Millions of dollars worth of equipment, more than 200 machines. Some are even wheelchair accessible. Inside the Dottie Dorian Fitness Center, we have our Paul Shirley Assessment Center, which our College of Health students actually work in. Inside there, they have this futuristic egg called a bod pod, where it basically reads your body, and the staff here can interpret those exams. They can give you blood pressure screenings, body composition tests, and then they can give you stretching routines based on that information. So we can just go ahead and head upstairs. We're going to the second floor.
Do you want 10 minutes?
So the biology program does fall under the College of Arts and Sciences. So the coordinator of the General Biology 2 labs, Dr. Amy Kagi, she is a biological illustrator. So she really tries to incorporate that in her lab. She really likes us to do lab drawings. So those were some of the drawings you saw over there. So this building handles biology. This building handles almost every other ology. So criminology, anthropology, sociology, psychology, as well as where our pre-law track is housed. We have social work, political science, international relations, and many more that I'm probably leaving out. A lot of really cool benefits come out of being a student here at UNF in all of these programs. So for social work, we do have a 4+1 program. So after your first 2 years, you apply to be in the social work program, and then you can do an interview to get into the master's program. So right after undergrad, you go straight into the master's program. And then for our criminology students, the FBI headquarters is 15 minutes away from campus. So oftentimes we'll have FBI agents come and speak to classes. For the first few weeks of the semester, we did have people come in, like agents come in and talk to students about like cybersecurity, internet safety, how to be safe online. Sometimes they'll do panels where FBI agents, some former FBI directors, CIA agents, they'll come in and they'll interview criminology students or just students in general, and they'll give you feedback as they would if you were conducting a real job interview. So I talk with my hands a lot. If I had on a lot of really loud bracelets, they'd probably say something along the lines of, your information is very good, you talk very clearly, your hands and your bracelets are very distracted. So that's some of the feedback they would give you. For our psychology program, it is one of the largest here at the university, and our professors conduct really cool research. I was a behavioral neuroscience major for a while, so Dr. Hooper, I spent a lot of time with her. She's a very cool professor, and her research is involving happiness. So she puts this cap on people, she presents them with stimuli, whether that's sentences, pictures, etc. And she kind of examines which regions of the brain light up. Any questions about anything or any of the programs in that building? Cool. And then just across the globe, through the trees, I don't want to take us into the sun just yet, but that is building 8. That's where you can find our English and Interdisciplinary Studies department. English oversees creative writing, film production, and all that good stuff. I think of interdisciplinary studies as kind of the DIY major. So that's where students, they kind of
either combine 2 or more majors, or they select classes to create their own major. Something really cool that I heard of somebody doing is combining environmental science and photography because they wanted to be a photographer for Nat Geo Wild. I've also heard of biomedical sciences and philosophy because they wanted to be a bioethicist. If you want to create your own program, IDS is a really cool department, and their advisors are really knowledgeable. So you can just head over there if you're interested in that. Any questions? Cool. We can just keep it moving.